Good evening.
I come tonight to discuss something that I find very troubling. For background, my name is Matthew Garner. My wife Emily worked in this district for nearly a decade. My son Henry will be in the 10th grade this fall. Henry came to us at age 8 as a student in my wife's first grade class here at Greenwood and Westwood Elementary. His adoption was finalized in 2017. I've worked in the corporate audit and finance world for nearly 2 decades. It's what I do every day. It's what I'm good at. I have deep roots to this area. My family has ties to Hackett, Greenwood, Fort Smith dating back over 100 years. This is home. This is where we're from. This is where we live. The reason I'm standing here before you tonight is a company called Solution Tree. Solution Tree is a consulting company based out of Indiana. It's not an Arkansas-ran company that doesn't have Arkansas interest. Recently, the state of Arkansas Department of Education and the Arkansas legislature has launched an investigation into the spending of Solution Tree. The state of Arkansas, over the past few years, has spent over $100 million with this company. Many Arkansas state representatives have launched this internal audit to follow the money. Where is all this money going, and what are we getting for it? This is relevant to Greenwood, given the fact that you have several high-ranking administrative people that are receiving a paycheck from Solution Tree as well as Greenwood Public Schools. One of the most troubling is Dr. Joshua Ray, who is not only working for Solution Tree, but he appears to be influencing the decision of Greenwood schools to use their services. Dr. Ray is listed and understood to be the Assistant Superintendent of Greenwood Schools.
Mr. Garner, excuse me. We need to be careful about individual names, please, sir.
Okay, I believe I can give you some information that, based on the Freedom of Information Act, this is relevant. So, I can withhold his name, but just be wary of what I'm speaking about. So, this person has received $1,000 per day plus travel expenses for his speeches on behalf of Solution Tree. This information was provided from the Freedom of Information Act request regarding payments made from the Arkansas Association of Educational Administrators. On December 10, 2021, according to the same FOI request, this person gave a speech and was paid $1,000 per day plus expenses on a Friday where school was in session. According to the 2021 calendar, which I have a copy of, that was a normal school day. Also, according to this person's educational record, there's no record of that being a professional development day. This information was provided by the Freedom of Information Act to Mr. Cecil. This is public records. It appears this person was not only working for the outside vendor, but he was doing it on district and taxpayer time. In short, double dipping. I'm not sure what you find people do, but if we did this in my world, we would be instantly terminated and probably have several government agencies looking why we're doing so. This person is also a published author on the Solution Tree website, and for roughly $40, you can buy a copy of his book, this person's book, and I wonder if the district signed off on this person working for a vendor. Is that okay with district personnel? Apparently it is, because they have no record of them showing that they signed off on him, writing a book for a vendor. This person also published $1,000 worth of books from Solution Tree that I have right here are addressed to him, and it makes me wonder why we're buying books that nobody's going to read when my son doesn't even have school textbooks at school. I wish we had books for school, but we don't. We have iPads. This person thought it was fine to go ahead and spend $1,000 on books that probably nobody will ever read. Maybe it's quid pro quo. You buy my book, I'll buy yours. Exact dollars of additional payments since this request or payments directly from Solution Tree to this person are unknown. Once again, this is FOI request. I cannot get information from Solution Tree. I can just get FOI information from the state and from the district. This person is also even headlining, or I find it interesting, this was pulled from the website. Luckily, I had a screenshot of it from a month or so ago. An educational conference in Albany, New York, August 5th through the 7th, 2024. I wasn't aware that educators were allowed off in August. My wife sure wasn't, and I doubt that any of the teachers at Westwood or the high school are allowed off August 5th to the 7th to give a speech. How can an administrator moonlight for a company, make $1,000 a day when we have teachers making $50,000? Teachers' aides making even less. What I find most troubling is that back in November, once again, this is Freedom of Information Act, this person was submitted a bid to the Greenwood Public Schools from a subsidiary of Solution Tree called Marzano Resources for $52,000. This, according to the Freedom of Information Act, is $6,500 per day inclusive of expenses, which amounts to $1,200 per hour. per hour. Yes, you heard that right. That person will speak for roughly 6 to 7 days, up to 42 hours for this, for $52,000. I'm not aware of any Fortune 500 speakers that make $1,200 an hour. Granted, that didn't include travel fees. But come on, guys, this is ridiculous. You guys approved it in March. Mr. Cecil approved it. The board approved it. It was approved, but I find it interesting. The bid was made out to the person that works for them. How do we do this? There's a $600 per person conference that's happening in Fort Smith at the end of July. According to the district, nobody's going, which is interesting because that'll be the first time. You can see where I'm going with all this. I just don't understand why we would spend this kind of money, and what is the district gain? It's not testable improvement. I can look at that. You can look at that. You have it. What are we doing with our taxpayer dollars? Thank you. Happy to take any questions if you have any.
The next item on the agenda is Mr. Cottle and our school resource